Hey folks, just wanted to share some little stuff that I got going on here. I'm doing some gardening at my friend's house. They happen to have a whole bunch of rock dust. So I wanted to talk with you a little bit about rock dust. It's super important. It's kind of the fundamental thing you can add to your gardens that's gonna, well, it's basically the fundamental thing. So like basically the way it breaks down is you have bacterias and they, well, I'll start with more fundamental. Plants here, right? We got all these plants. Now, how do they get nutrition? It's very similar to how your body works. Like if you were to eat like a whole piece of food without chewing it, it's not going to work out so good, right? So the smaller you can get the particles, the easier it is for it to be assimilated. So there's a few ways that happens in nature. First of all, the reason we eat these plants is that they have taken the minerals, the periodic table elements, and put them into forms that are usable by our bodies, first of all, right? So rock dust is basically that. You can see right here, we got some rock dust here. Rock dust is basically, we're talking basically the periodic table elements they're basically not in kind of organic compounds, right? So how do we get the pure minerals into a usable form here by the plants and then by us? And it all happens typically through bacterias, also sometimes fungi. And so you have the dust here, and I mix this part here in water just to make it easier to mix into the garden beds. And what you do then is it's also good to add in other bacteria to your soil, like essential microorganisms. You can do like kind of a compost tea or stuff like that, or if you just have really healthy organic matter in your soil, that will basically achieve that. But the whole purpose of this whole thing is you take these base minerals here, this stuff, and this stuff, this is the same stuff here, it's just without water. And what you need to do is get that digested by some life form. So the bacteria will then kind of synthesize it and then make it into a form that's absorbable by the plants. Then you can eat the plants and then you get all the minerals that you need. Does that make sense? It's kind of like a long-winded explanation of it, but basically taking the periodic table of elements in a very kind of like elementary form, getting them digested first, lower food chain organisms like the bacterias, moving it up, upcycling into larger plants, and then up into your body. So anyways, if you want to have really super healthy plants and then really super healthy people, it's important to have really super healthy gardens and actually more fundamentally soil. So this is actually about creating healthy soil. So we're going to talk more about creating healthy soils in depth. Don't worry about that. But right now we're just talking about rock dust, because that's like it just basically ground up rock. You can get it. You're gonna have to look around where you can find it. Sometimes you can find it online, but you may not be able to find it at your garden stores. You can go to like places that cut stone. That would be your best, cheapest option. They probably have lots left over. You can use it. If you can find that, you're in a lot of luck. Just dump it into your gardens, and we'll talk about what to do from there in another later video. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.